day one of this morning's daily sprint. Maybe it's morning where you're at, maybe it's not. I'm calling it the daily swim because the house that we are squatting in right now has a pool. Very, very cool. Never been in a house that actually had like an enclosed indoor pool before. New thing. All right, so today we're talking, in today's morning sprint, we're talking about using our values to define our priorities. So a lot of us, and well, maybe not a lot of us, I know that I used to kind of like lie kind of about my values. I'd put like values out like family and love, things that I thought everyone wanted to hear because like, hey, and I'm not saying I don't value family or love, but when you are true with your values, it will then set the pillars of your priorities, okay? So how do we authentically do this? So some things that I value would be freedom, giving, relationships, deep relationships, and capacity. So in that deep relationships, that can definitely entail family. All right, so let's talk about freedom, giving, relationships, and family. How does that fit into my priorities? Now, my top 3 priorities are going to feed into my values, okay? This is some things that I learned through Danielle Hofer. She's the business development coach here for Macro Millionaire. So let's look at my top 3 priorities in life. And if you're not sure where your priorities are, just go and do a schedule, and where you're spending the most time, energy, and money are your top 3 priorities. Okay, if you're spending time, energy, and money on your kids, one of your top 3 priorities. If you're spending a lot of time, money, and energy on going out to dinner and having a good time, then fun would be one of your top 3 priorities. So business, faith, and marriage, that's where I spend most majority of my resources. So if you look at business, filters into all of my values. Capacity. As my business grows, it gets closer to its capacity. I'm a big capacity person, okay? I don't want to leave knowing that I had more in the cup. You know, I don't want to leave this earth knowing I had more in the cup. Business, I get a lot of great relationships from business. Now that's interesting because I put relationships, but I'm talking about business. So I don't have a lot of relationships that are not with growth-driven entrepreneurs. That's not a good thing. That's not a bad thing. It's just my priorities, when they funnel into that relationship, those tends to be the relationships that I value. Giving, as my business grows, I'm able to create more experiences for people. We're able to give more. We're able to go on more mission trips. Got our first one. So I shouldn't have said trips, mission trip. Got our first one coming up in July. Super excited. And my freedom grows as the business grows. Faith, okay? All of those things grow as my faith grows. And then marriage, that would be my other 3rd priority. As our marriage grows, because we share a lot of values, all those other things grow. So again, you might be either pleasantly or maybe unpleasantly surprised when you put this to the test and you see, okay, where am I spending the most time, energy, and money in the 3 areas of my life? Okay, and again, when you're establishing your values and when you're establishing your priorities, don't feel that you have to make a priority. Like family is not one of my priorities. Relationship is. Does that mean I don't love my family? Or you're like, oh my gosh, that's heartless. No, are you kidding me? Nobody loves their family more than me. I love my family very, very much. They're just not where I spend a lot of time, money, and energy at this point of my life, and that's it. Okay, so that doesn't mean that it's, you have to feel guilty or whatever. Those are your priorities. You own them, and you're using them to go out and build something absolutely amazing. So let me know in the comments some of your priorities. Would love to discuss this. Thank you for tuning in. You have a great growth-driven rest of your week.